G'day, welcome back to CROC Rods. In this video I'm going to be making a lathe stand, or a stand for the lathe, out of this little bit of metal. Weighs a ton. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is hefty. So I'm going to chop this up and I should be able to get two mounting flanges to bolt underneath the lathe where the legs will weld to, and then these side pieces I might use under one end. It's going to be a three-legged stand, so that way it's not wobbly, and it's the easiest way, because if you make a four-legged stand and one leg's short, it's going to rock, and rocking is no good on lathes because it throws everything out, makes chatter. You don't want chatter on a lathe. So I'm going to be cutting this out, but first I've got to drag the lathe out. It weighs about 300 kilos or 700-ish pounds. And that's going to be fun. My back's not going to enjoy it, but I've got no way to lift it. Well, not from there anyway. So, sit back, relax, get yourself a drink, something to eat, and enjoy. Well, that was fun. Oh, an important thing to note when building a lathe stand is how to draw a lathe. Is ergonomics. So where this handle is, I know it's backwards. I thought the thicker leg would look better under here, but it doesn't matter. It's where this handle is. This one over here. That one down there. That's the one you use most. Okay? That's the carriage back and forth. It's the one you use the most. In and out, in and out, in and out. So that one has to be at a comfortable height. And for me, a comfortable height is about 900, which is the height of this bench. I can't tell you how many feet that is. Well, it's 3 feet actually. 3 feet. So I've measured from here, center of this wheel, to the bottom of the lathe, to be 250, I think it was. I'll double check that. So I need to make the legs to a certain height to make this 900 millimeters overall. So that's 650. It's weird writing through a camera. Anyway, so that's what the legs need to be, 650 millimeters tall. And I've got the metal here. And these things have been sitting in the old garage for a while, and they are full of redbacks. Otherwise, in America you call them black widows, we call them redbacks. And these things have at least, I can say at least 4 females in there, possibly in each one. Maybe there's none in that one. I killed one just getting to these. But yeah, I don't want to take any chances with those because they have killed people and I don't want to be one of those. Oh, there's none in there. But there's some nests, there's some Okay, so this one will have all the redbacks in it. Right, as you just saw in the time lapse, I got the legs cut, and I want to walk you through how I got to the angles that I got to. So the measurements I got here, I wanted the legs to be 650. So I got this piece of steel, made it parallel to this edge, then picked an angle that looked good, that gave me a bit of space between the legs, and 400mm from here to here. 400mm is the width of the headstock on my lathe, so that gives it a nice weight distribution across the legs. So that angle doesn't really matter. You can change it by having these closer together, further apart. This measurement will always remain. That's the critical one. So when I got those where I was happy with, that measurement was good, and then there was a gap between these so I could weld. I put a piece of steel here, squared it up to this, or made it parallel, sticking out, and then just drew a line across there. Used this to get my angle on the bandsaw over there and cut the tops, then laid them back in place as you saw, marked the ends. I cut one first, then put the other one on top of it and scribed it, and then cut that. So that's how I came up with the triangle for the legs under the headstock. Alright, that's the first set of legs and base done. Check out those welds. Beautiful. When I was doing vertical down there, I couldn't see where the end of it was, so I stopped, had a look. Yeah. It undercut a bit. I had this thing done up to max. This is a 240 volt, 15 amp MIG welder. You can do stick, but I don't do stick. This is not a hobby welder. This is a full-on proper welding unit. It's covered in stuff because why else would they put a shelf on top? It's got your 15 kilo roll of wire in there. And then I went and chucked a level on it. It's pretty good. It's probably a bit of spatter under this side that's making it making it out a little bit. But I'm very happy with that, and those aren't gonna break off anytime soon. So onto the last leg. Right, so while I was cutting this stuff, I was using this blade, which I use for my thin stuff. It's good on the thin wall stuff like this. That's what 1.6 or 2 millimeters. But then I had to change it to this one because this is a 6 TPI. When I was cutting this, it took about 15 minutes to cut that with this fine tooth blade, and with this one it took about 3 minutes, give or take. And you might have seen me using WD-40. I have now upgraded to a proper cutting fluid, which is far cheaper than using this stuff, because I don't know if you bought this stuff. This one here was like $8, and it's, you don't get a whole lot in the can. And this stuff, 1 litre, this 1 litre thing down here was $19, and it makes 20 litres of, I use it at 20 to 1. You can make 20 litres out of this, which works out way cheaper than WD-40, and it's, it's designed to do that job. And there's the legs, perfectly flat on the ground, a nice gap between them, beautiful welds up in there. I got myself a little shelf, and then I made a chip tray, made some new handles, 3 of those little guys. Found a gear stick knob for that, and I'm pretty sure I got another one somewhere that I'm going to put on here. There's the back of the chip tray, just all tacked together. It's not going to be running coolant, so I'm not worried about leaks, because it's going to be nothing to leak. It's bolted on there, so it's removable. I gave the ways a quick clean up. This is oil. These wipers are a bit worn. That's all good. So it was really easy to clean. I used Scotch-Brite and WD-40. A red Scotch-Brite, and that's how it looked. There's that sort of dull area. It looked worse than it was. Here's a bit here. So without the light shining on it, you can see that it's much darker. You can come over here, and I pretty much only cleaned where the carriage is going to go, because there's not much point. This guy, the tailstock, doesn't run on that, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Pretty happy. So in the future, I'm going to fully strip this thing apart, clean all the paint off it, paint it flat black, do some airbrushing, maybe some pinstripes, and make it look pretty. Might see about polishing some stuff, polish up the handles and the dials and whatnot. I want to in the future get a quick change tool post, but for now I've got this one perfectly dialed in with this tool in it. There is 0 nub on there, so I'm happy with that. You might notice this bit's clean. I have to take the chuck off because it was wobbling all over the place. There was heaps of congealed oil behind here. It was all hard and like tar. It was weird. So I had to face the backing plate, and then I just cleaned up this end to make it look nice and pretty. This is cast steel, so the high-speed steel wouldn't touch it. I had to use a carbide insert. But not this one, because I only just got this one the other day. You might be thinking the other day, this has been sitting here for a week. I made those legs a week ago. So, you know, it's been slow going. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And thanks for watching.